Coming up, what we're learning today about the human remains found yesterday in Sarasota. Plus, a new warning from the Department of Homeland Security involving Russians working to attack our internet routers. Today's long-awaited deadline to file your income taxes will have some last-minute tips and tricks. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us today. Topping our news today at noon, an update on human remains found in North Sarasota, just blocks from where 15-year-old Jabez Spann went missing. ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick is live at the Sarasota Police Department where a press conference just wrapped up. Hi, Jess.
Good afternoon, Scott. Police say that the remains that they found yesterday were skeletal remains, so it's too early for them to be able to identify the body. Police are working with the medical examiner now to do that. The remains were found by children playing in a canal last evening near 19th Street and Gillespie Avenue, just blocks from where Jabez Spann went missing on Labor Day. It's too soon to tell the race, age, or gender of the body, or even how long those remains have been there. There's also no timetable, according to police, of when that information may become available. Police say there is a homeless camp near where the remains were found. They also say many members of the community are wondering if these remains belong to Jabez Spann.
We know that the family of Jabez Spann is keeping close contact with us. Our detectives have been in pretty much hourly contact with the family, and we know that this can be heartbreaking for them, that this is a very emotional time for them. We know that this is hard because we don't have the identification of these human remains at this time.
Of course, we'll continue to keep you updated on this investigation as it continues to develop. For now, live at Sarasota Police Department, Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Jess. Sarasota police are trying to identify a man who was seen tossing a rock and smashing a car window. Police say this man, wearing all black and carrying a large black duffel bag, threw the rock at the vehicle's rear window. It happened Monday along North Orange Avenue in Sarasota. If you recognize him, call Sarasota police. And a Sarasota man behind bars after deputies say he stole a car with a 9-year-old child in the back seat. Fortunately, that young girl was able to escape before Thomas White left the parking lot and drove off. It happened at the Lowe's off Fruitville Road in Sarasota as the victim was loading mulch into his car. Deputies say White jumped in from the front seat and drove off, and following a chase, he was captured and taken into custody. He faces charges now of carjacking, kidnapping, and vehicle theft. A worrisome new warning from the Department of Homeland Security about a Russian campaign to attack our internet routers. ABC's Tara Palmieri has more from Washington.
Overnight, an urgent warning about Russian hackers, this time infiltrating the internet routers in U.S. homes and businesses. In a rare joint statement, the U.S. and U.K. warned of state-sponsored Russian hackers secretly launching a campaign to spy, steal business and design secrets, and lay the groundwork for future attacks, all through routers in small and large businesses and homes. The routers aren't just being used to spy on Americans, but also could be used to shut down the internet.
These devices actually make ideal targets. This is a global threat. The simple way to think about it is that once you own the router, you own the traffic that's traversing the router.
The Kremlin called the claims, quote, unsubstantiated. The government is advising to change default passwords and create stronger passwords. The Australian Defense Minister said she suspects that the Russians were behind a similar cyber hack of more than 400 of their companies last year.
I understand that the attacks which occurred in August of last year, since the examination of those attacks has been going on, the United States and the United Kingdom believe they've identified the perpetrators of those attacks as Russian state-sponsored cyber actors.
This new warning comes on the heel of a recent intelligence report that the Russians are targeting our infrastructure, including the power grid, nuclear power plants, and the water supply. Tara Palmieri, ABC News, Washington.
Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe is on his way to the U.S. to visit with President Trump and the First Lady. Abe will hold a meeting with the Commander-in-Chief at 3 this afternoon before having dinner at the White House. They will then travel to Mar-a-Lago later this week to talk about improving relations between the two nations. And let's get a check now on our forecast. Wendy Ross in for John today. And wow, just like a perfect kind of day out there today.
Oh, wouldn't you love it to last forever? Oh
Yep.
my gosh, it's just so beautiful. The winds finally calmed down and the temperatures are finally heating up. So that's really making things very comfortable outside. And when I show you our satellite views, this is it. There's nothing to see. We don't have a cloud in the sky. And so we're looking at miles and miles of beautiful sky out there. And those fair skies and warmer temperatures are going to stay with us throughout the day. You'll notice that we're going to be getting into the mid 70s by about 3 o'clock this afternoon. We should be 76 degrees. And then overnight, we're going to get down into the 60s. So it's not going to be as cold as it has been in days past. And we are going to continue with these clear skies. The winds are coming in out of the north, and those northerly winds have really died down. They're going to start to shift around more towards the northeast a little bit later on today, and that will help to continue the warm-up for us. So today's forecast is calling for a high of 76, plenty of sunshine, calm winds coming in out of the north-northeast right now at around 5 miles per hour. So here's a combination of satellite and radar, and once again, I have nothing to show you. We have high pressure sitting on top of us, and for the rest of the day, it's just going to be gorgeous again. Right around 3 o'clock this afternoon, 76 degrees for the daytime high.
All right, Wendy, thank you. The tax filing deadline is finally here, and if you haven't filed yet, you're not alone. Nearly 14 million people around the country have not filed their taxes. ABC 7's Marla Spence has more on some last-minute local tips.
It's tax day, and if you haven't filed just yet, you have less than 24 hours to submit your return. According to the Internal Revenue Service, filing electronically can help make the process easy. Using online services will flag any errors, prompt you for any missing information, and also do the calculations for you. And if you can't get around to doing your taxes today, you can file an extension. And if you need some help with that, United Way can help through its Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program known as VITA. If you made less than $66,000 last year, they can help. All you have to do is bring a photo ID, you and your dependents' social security cards, and of course your W-2s. Volunteer tax preparers are on hand to help. They'll be at the United Way Suncoast Sarasota area office on 2nd Street between 2 to 6 this evening. They'll be filing taxes and extensions. I'm Marla Spence reporting for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Marla, for the latest on last-minute tax tips, breaking news, and your first alert weather forecast. Just download our apps. You can find them in the App Store under WWSB or My Suncoast. Still to come in your Suncoast News, why having one drink a day could be cutting down your life expectancy. And hundreds of Americans on vacation are stranded south of the border, why they were left in the dark with no other flights to bring them back home.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. Already posted it.
Car buying can be time-consuming. Not at Toyota of Sarasota. With hundreds of models to choose from, you're sure to find the right car at the right price in the right amount of time. Start online at toyotaofsarasota.com and then come visit us.
Toyota of Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
CashNet USA is trusted by over 2 million customers.
Perfect. When I lean back, I trust that you will be there to catch me.
Okay, bad idea, bad idea.
Apply now at CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert Weather app now.
Oh, what a splendid day. It's just the perfect day to be outdoors. We don't have a cloud in the sky. We've got calm winds. Temperatures are on the rise. There's low humidity, low dew point. I mean, it really is the picture perfect day. And so if you have friends, family up across the Northeast, the Northern Plains, the Northwest, oh, give them a call. Just rub it in just a little bit, because we just are really, really fortunate today to enjoy this incredible weather. Sunny skies will be the rule. We've got a general warm-up going on, and also the winds have really calmed down. If you recall, yesterday they were very strong, and up until 8 o'clock we had small craft advisories in effect last night, and we also had high surf as well. So those have all been discontinued. Any of those advisories are gone. And what we're looking at right now is our water vapor imagery showing how very dry it is all across the state of Florida, and so that's also going to inhibit any chances for rain. Radar is not picking up any showers. We're not seeing any anywhere on the mainland, and of course across our viewing area things are nice and quiet and have been all day long. That high pressure system, that's the one that's really in force right now. It's taking care of the weather all across the southeast. You can see the cold front that had come through over the weekend, and of course the weather up across the northeast with that combination of rain and snow and icy conditions is also being reflected across the northern plain states. And across the northwest we have another cold front that's coming on in, and that frontal system is going to be moving across the country and will be affecting our weather on Sunday. So we have a whole week of gorgeous taking place across the region. Plenty of sunshine for us, and because of that high pressure system situated where it is, we are going to see all of this weather coming in from the north. So the winds are coming down from the north, and they're going to start to shift around and come in a little bit out of the northeast and eventually out of the east, and that is what is going to help dry us up, or not dry us up, but warm us up over the next couple of days. And again, plenty of sunshine in our forecast with maybe a passing cloud by tomorrow, but we're really looking at pretty nice weather. And this is our forecast all the way through Saturday. You can see there's nothing happening, so that high pressure system will definitely be in place. Winds, as I mentioned, have been calming down, so they're coming in out of the north right now, anywhere from 7 to 8 to 9 miles per hour across our area, across Manatee, Sarasota County, and then down around Charlotte County we're looking at the same thing. So if you are heading out to the beach, if you are going to go and do any kind of surfing or any kind of waterboarding, you're going to have a wonderful time, because there won't be any problems out there. As far as our temperatures, it's a little bit cooler on Longboat Key. Siesta Key reporting 70 degrees, but as soon as you move on land, you're looking at temperatures in the low 70s right now, and just about everybody's going to be warming up throughout the day. Dew points are low as well, and they will stay low over the next couple of days, and so that's going to create that comfort level that we're feeling right now with the low humidity and the low dew points. If you're heading on out to the beach, winds will be out of the north at 10 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet with a light chop. We've got 76 degrees, sunny conditions at the beach. And over the next several days, notice the temperatures just continuing to rise all the way up into the mid-80s. By Sunday, that's going to be our best chance for rain, and that'll be our first chance with a 20% chance coming on in. And then Monday and Tuesday, we're going to up those chances off just a little bit to a 40% chance. Scott?
All right, Wendy, thank you. In Health Smart, many of us depend on caffeine through a cup of coffee in the morning. But is it good or bad for us? And how much is too much? ABC's Arlette Saenz has the answer.
As we sip our morning coffee, doctors worry about how caffeine affects the electrical system of your heart. We know that the caffeine in coffee, tea, and energy drinks makes your heart beat faster. But does it trigger your heart into a life-threatening rhythm? New research says drink on. Most of the data supports the idea that caffeine is not harmful to your heart's electrical system. In a few studies, they find that regular coffee drinkers actually have a decreased risk of certain abnormal rhythms. If coffee or tea is your drink of choice, you're in luck and in good company. If it's an energy drink, not so much. While coffee and tea have been proven to be fairly safe, the research suggests that most energy drinks are slightly more risky. On top of high amounts of caffeine, they often have other ingredients that amplify the body's response to the stimulant, causing more harmful side effects. This study recommends a maximum of about 3 cups of coffee. It's very important to note that caffeine can still trigger certain abnormal rhythms in some people. That's why you should consult with your doctor before making any changes. With this Medical Minute, I'm Arlette Sines, ABC News.
A new study is putting a damper on happy hour plans. An international team of researchers found having just 1 alcoholic drink a day might be enough to shorten your life expectancy. The current recommended drinking limit in the U.S. amounts to roughly 1 a day for women and twice that much for men. Any more and you're looking at potentially 4 to 5 years off your life, and people who drank more also have a higher risk of stroke, heart failure, and fatal hypertensive disease. Plus, good news for parents, bad news for maybe our dentists. A new study from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention shows that young people have fewer cavities these days, dropping from about 50% back in 2012 to just over 43% in 2016. The downside of the study found that young members of some minority communities, Hispanic and African American, continue to have the highest number of cavities as well as the highest number of untreated cavities. The study reveals socioeconomic status, education level, and access to health care are just a few reasons why minority numbers are higher. All right, time to head over to our kitchen now and say hello to our good friend Chef Pedro Flores from Table Creekside Restaurant in Sarasota. Pedro, great to have you back in our kitchen.
Well,
what are you fixing for us today?
We're going to make some steak and eggs for Mother's Day, Chef.
Ooh, moms will be happy with that. We'll see in a little bit. Thanks, Pedro.
The La Musica International Chamber Music Festival, the annual celebration of a distinctive cultural gem in Sarasota, with renowned musicians from around the world. April 9th through April 18th at the Sarasota Opera House. Visit lamusicafestival.org, click on Festival, open tickets, and get your seats now.
"20 years ago, the moviegoers of Sarasota looked up at the silver screen and wanted something more. And they got exactly what they wanted. 20 years of some of the best independent films from around the world. The most iconic Hollywood stars walking the red carpet. The most glamorous parties in Southwest Florida. 20 years building up to the most exciting announcement in, well, 20 years. At the Sarasota Film Festival, April 13th to the 22nd.
Once you get atrial fibrillation, you need to have a very close relationship with your primary doctor. Prevention is the whole ball game here, because once you have a stroke, you can't undo it. A year without stroke, it's a year that you can enjoy doing the things that you've worked all your life to finally get to do. You took care of yourself. You did what is necessary for you to be around one more year. And then next year, we'll celebrate one more year without a stroke.
Our nation's servicemen and women show great courage and leadership, both on and off the battlefield. When they transition to civilian life, they can apply the skills and values they learned in the military to the workplace. That's why the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is urging employers everywhere to be smart, bet on a vet. Hiring a veteran is also a great way to show your appreciation for them. To learn more, call 1-888-44-SALUTE.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
New at noon, a spring break snowstorm leaves hundreds of vacationers stranded in Mexico. The airline canceling flights back to home because of all that snow in the Midwest this week, leaving passengers scrambling to find a way home. ABC's Ava Pilgrim has more.
Stranded, hundreds of vacationers stuck in Mexico after a spring break snowstorm grounded their flights back to the United States.
So we were panicked trying to find a place to stay.
An April blizzard forced Sun Country Airlines to cancel 40 flights in and out of their Minneapolis hub this weekend. But instead of rebooking passengers on a new flight, the airline telling customers in an email, because this cancellation is due to weather and our seasonal service has ended, you will need to make arrangements on another airline for your return flight.
Cabo is great, but I'd like to feel like there's no way out is scary, especially when you're with kids.
The big problem? Sun Country only operates limited seasonal flights to Mexico. Those canceled flights were the final ones of the season. The next scheduled flights, not until June.
We paid our money to them. We expected a ride home. We're their customers, we're their passengers.
2 days and almost $2,000 later, Ann and Ken Berglund only made it as far as Phoenix by Monday night. After trying for several hours, they finally managed to get tickets home to Minneapolis overnight. Sun Country telling ABC News, our fleet was already allocated to fly other operations, and unfortunately, we were unable to send additional aircraft without canceling more flights, causing further disruptions to more of our passengers.
The first thing I would do is complain to the DOT. I would also look at some of the sites that go to bat for consumers when there's a problem like this. They will charge you a fee, and they will go to the airline and try to sue them under various laws.
That was Ava Pilgrim reporting. The airline says passengers will get a full refund on their airfare, but that refund could take up to a week to process. The Supreme Court voting down a provision of federal law requiring the mandatory deportation of immigrants who have been convicted of violent crimes. The High Court has ruled the law is unconstitutionally vague. The case originated during the Obama administration and was a close vote of 5-4, with Justice Neil Gorsuch joining the more liberal justices in a vote for the first time since joining the High Court. All right, time to get back to the kitchen. Wendy is there today with Chef Pedro Flores from Table Creekside Restaurant in Sarasota. Wendy?
Oh my goodness, and wait till you see what Pedro has for us. And tell us now, you're doing a special menu, I understand.
Yes, for Mother's Day.
Yes.
And we're very excited because we're going to take care of all the mamas.
Oh, all the mamas out there. So you've got lobster over here, steak over here.
Steak and eggs, and then we have a full menu, and we open at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we're ready forward to see all the mothers there because we're going to give them love.
Oh, that's what they need, of course. And you also have a children's menu, you said?
Yes, children's menus and all that stuff, and it's full menu.
Oh,
come and see us, please.
So you're going to make something here.
Yes, I'm going to make 3 things at the same time if I can.
Yes, very fast, and I'm making a salad over
Yes,
on
you're
this
making
side.
a salad.
Okay, so you tell us what you're doing over there.
Yeah, I'm making some almost like a South American stir fry with tenderloin. Yeah. Okay. Some yuca root.
I
it's
love
like a
yuca.
Potato, Caribbean,
yes.
From the Caribbean.
So that's your starch.
Peppers, onions, garlic. Okay.
Oh, and Pedro's got me working over here
Yes,
putting
just
together a
little bit.
salad. Look at
Then we have a
this.
steak over here, another piece of tenderloin. And then we have a sea salt on it, then we have olive oil. And we're just going to put later on
So
the
you can do
cast
all
iron
of this.
pan.
You don't need to put it in the oven. You can do it all on the top of
Yeah,
your
because
your
that's just 5
fridge.
ounces, so you don't really have to put it in the oven.
And look at
And
this.
then you can eat your eggs the way you like it. They can be poached eggs, fried eggs, scrambled eggs. I just did it that way because that's how we do it over there.
And so you literally, if you wanted to make this at home, but I would recommend that you go to the restaurant instead. But if you wanted to make this at home, it's not difficult to do.
No, or hire me. I'll be
Yeah.
there.
Oh, there you go. I think that's wonderful.
There you go. Okay, you got the eggs working. It's not that hard. It seems like there's a lot of hard, and then just flip it over. Put it on the side.
You wouldn't want me to do that. Not in my own kitchen.
And then you
ever.
got your little stir fry, and then you got your your meat over here.
Oh, nice.
You see the searing? You want to keep it medium to medium rare.
And when you're making it in the pan, how long do you want to keep it in?
I would say medium rare, 2 minutes
on either side.
in each side.
Okay.
Medium to medium well, like 4 minutes on either side.
Okay.
So
and the nice thing is you don't have any bone in, so it cooks very
it cooks
very
very fast,
yeah.
fast. You want to leave it like nice and tender, so you keep the juices inside.
Right.
And this is yuca. We put little soy sauce, lime juice, little honey.
Oh,
so it's like a stir fry, South American style, and then we just put that in here. And then you got the crispiness of the yuca. Okay, there you go. Look at the beauty. And then we got the nice egg.
Oh,
Wrap it up with a nice egg on top. Wow. And then we got the nicest steak. See, I can even get it with my hands. It's not too hot.
Oh, but you see, it's got that nice brown on it,
Yes.
which is lovely.
And
And the
then
seasoning that you put on, you can do
sea
any kind of
salt.
just
I put sea
that's
salt
all.
and little black pepper, and there you got it right there.
Wow.
That's your beautiful Mother's Day gift.
And did you notice I made the salad?
Right, beautiful.
How about that? Pedro, and they're going to have this, this is going to be coming up on Mother's Day, which
Mother's
is just
Day.
around the corner, can you
Yes,
believe it?
yes.
And of course, you can always go to our website, mysuncoast.com. We've got recipes there for you. And of course, step-by-step instructions as to how you can get this done. Now, you also said you've got a child's menu.
Oh, yes, we
Because
do.
you brought out this beautiful lobster. Is that something that you're going to offer
Yeah,
on Mother's Day?
that's part of the special menu, but we're going to have a veal chops, lamb chops, filet mignon, short ribs, lobster carbonara. So we have a variety of beautiful food for Mother's Day and the whole family. So we're very excited to have you there, please.
Oh, and is it a good idea to make reservations in advance?
At this point, I would suggest that yes.
Okay.
Because we never know how
Well,
many seeds we get.
If
It's
you're
a special day.
If you're going to offer this kind of food, then I think you want to make
Yes.
some reservations. And of course, it's very pretty right there down by the creek. It's very
Yes,
nice.
beautiful view.
Very nice.
Beautiful view.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. And we are just once again, we're going to remind you that you can go to our website to get these recipes, and you can make this at home. But you might want to check out Cooking with Pedro instead. And we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Get to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota for big savings during the spring sales event. Get KBB's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica, for just $23,999. Or save big and get the new Chrysler 300 Touring with an MSRP over $30,000 for just $21,999. That's a savings of over $8,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota today.
When money's tight and emergencies arise, CashNetUSA.com is available 24/7 to deliver quick loans for approved customers when they need it the most.
Apply now at CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. And you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991. Now, in one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TrueStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, a star of the Sarasota Film Festival joins us. Jon Heder, who you know as Napoleon Dynamite, will be here to talk about his new film.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
Coming up, a new twist in the legal fight involving President Trump's personal lawyer, Michael Cohen. Plus, more body cam video released by Sacramento police from a controversial shooting involving Stephen Clark. And a new report leaves local passengers reconsidering using Allegiant Airlines. Those stories coming up on your Suncoast News.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. Our top story at 12:30, that big surprise in court. Fox News anchor Sean Hannity named as one of the clients of President Trump's personal attorney, Michael Cohen. ABC's Aaron Katersky has the latest from New York.
There may not be a more strident advocate on television for President Trump than Sean Hannity.
Now, keep in mind, Cohen was never part of the Trump administration or the Trump campaign. This is now officially an all-hands-on-deck effort to totally malign and, if possible, impeach the President of the United States.
The Fox News host has been critical of the recent FBI raid on Trump's personal lawyer, Michael Cohen. But Hannity has now been named in open court as one of 3 clients of Cohen. Cohen's the subject of a months-long criminal investigation by federal prosecutors in New York. Hannity responded on his own Fox News program last night.
Michael Cohen never represented me in any legal matter. I never retained his services. I never received an invoice. I never paid Michael Cohen for legal fees.
Monday's court hearing was meant to determine whether federal prosecutors can start reviewing material seized from Cohen's properties. The judge denied a request from Cohen and Trump for a temporary restraining order. Stormy! Adult film actress Stormy Daniels showed up to watch, though she never appeared to interact with Cohen, the man who paid her $130,000 to keep quiet about her alleged affair with Donald Trump. Today on The View, Daniels showed a sketch of the man she said threatened her in 2011 to drop the claim.
And to your recollection, is that the person that threatened you?
Absolutely.
Stormy Daniels and Sean Hannity are bit players in a case about Michael Cohen. And sources close to President Trump have told us they're more fearful of what might be in Cohen's files than anything that may already be on the desk of Special Counsel Robert Mueller. Aaron Katersky, ABC News, New York.
Senator John McCain is in the hospital fighting an infection. The Arizona Republican was admitted to the Mayo Clinic in Phoenix. His office says McCain underwent surgery to treat an intestinal infection related to diverticulitis. They say he's now in stable condition. McCain has also been receiving treatment for a type of aggressive brain tumor he was diagnosed with last year. Supreme Court Justice Sotomayor recovering from a fall in her home yesterday. Reports say the justice broke her shoulder and she'll have to wear a sling for several weeks as she undergoes physical therapy. Justice Sotomayor plans to continue her schedule as usual. New at noon, scientists hope a new enzyme will help eat plastic pollution. Researchers have accidentally engineered a new enzyme which is great at breaking down PET plastics, which are commonly found in most plastic bottles. The U.S. Department of Energy says 8 million metric tons of plastic waste, including PET bottles, enter the world's oceans every year. The hope is that researchers can improve the new enzyme and use it then to break down plastics at the industrial level in the future. This is great news because there's apparently is the size of a state of plastic garbage in the Pacific Ocean. It's just sitting out there and keeps getting bigger and bigger.
It's just awful. No, this is good news. And they found it accidentally.
I know.
How often does that happen?
You know, sometimes those are the best.
Only in the movies.
Yeah.
I know, that's so great. Well, I don't know if you've been outside lately, but from start to finish, it's going to be absolutely beautiful.
Yep.
And we're looking at temperatures right now that are in the 70s, so it's already warmed up. This morning we started out in the 50s, so this is quite an improvement. And we're looking at plenty of sunshine out there. 73 degrees at the airport. Look look at the dew point, 45 degrees, and the humidity, 37%. Oh, if we could bottle this weather, Scott, if we could just bottle it. Winds are coming in out of the north right now, and as the day wears on, we're going to see our temperatures in the mid-70s for daytime highs. Mostly, it's going to be just sunshine, and then mostly fair skies for overnight tonight as well. And you can see those winds coming in out of the north. They're going to shift around and start to come in out of the northeast a little bit later on today. That's going to help to warm us up, too. And so that's one of the things that we're looking forward to. So today's forecast calling for a high of 76 degrees. Winds eventually be out of the north-northeast at around 5 miles per hour, and nothing but net. How about that?
Okay. Thank you, Wendy. More body cam video from the night police fatally shot Stephen Clark is being released, and as Drew Bolea reports, the Sacramento police chief wants to use the information to try to prevent another police shooting like this one.
I shot about 5 times. Okay. I don't know exactly how many.
Raw conversations between officers in the moments following the shooting death of Stephen Clark.
What do you have on him? Like this, something in his hands that looked like a gun from our perspective.
Clark was holding his cell phone when he was killed. Video shows some officers concerned that Clark may still be armed and alive in the minutes following the shooting.
Just bring a non-lethal in case he's pretending. But
Officers waiting nearly 5 minutes before starting life-saving measures.
he's trying to get air.
Our policy says that we need to render aid during these circumstances, and there's a lot of things that come into play when officers feel it's safe to render aid.
Several videos also show officers muting their body cameras.
Muted? Are you muted? I'm off all the way. Okay.
That will be part of our investigation, determining why they muted their body cameras and if it was appropriate at the time, given the circumstances.
The issue of muting was discussed at the last city council meeting.
The department policy on March 18th did not specifically address muting of the body cameras.
Sacramento Police Chief Daniel Hahn implemented an emergency muting ordinance. Now officers can only mute their cameras for medical discussions, witness requests, while speaking to a victim of a sensitive crime like sexual assault, if the officer is away from the scene or people, and in extraordinary circumstances or approved by a supervisor.
They must now audibly record on that camera the reason for the deactivation and muting before ever muting it.
As hours of video are made public, officers' actions in a few critical moments are still being scrutinized.
Starbucks says the 2 African-American men arrested at a Philadelphia store have agreed to meet with the company's CEO. A social media firestorm was set off after the 2 men were arrested for trespassing. Police say they were called by an employee after the 2 men did not place orders and refused to leave the store. Protesters have flooded the local Starbucks since video of the arrest went viral. CEO Kevin Johnson has called the arrest reprehensible and promised to take action so it doesn't happen again. Happening across Florida, new developments in a Florida State University hazing case. 5 of the 9 students charged with the death of 20-year-old Andrew Coffey have agreed to a plea deal. Coffey was found unresponsive after a party hosted by the Pi Kappa Phi fraternity in November. The deal requires 60 days in county jail, 2 years of probation with no alcohol. Coffey's family approved the conditions and shared their grief in court.
He has been tragically taken away from us, and we will never be able to understand that. Andrew died alone in a room full of people.
While 4 other students charged in Coffey's death are taking their chances at a trial, Coffey's family is also going after the national Pi Kappa Phi organization. Here in the Suncoast, Sarasota County Sheriff's Office arresting a Venice man for trafficking MDMA, also known as ecstasy. Detectives say a package containing the drug was scheduled to be delivered to 23-year-old Kyler Proper's house on Frederick Drive yesterday, and after it was dropped off, detectives were there to make the arrest. Happening right now, Florida will send 20 additional firefighters to help fight a massive wildfire in Oklahoma that's now burned more than 250,000 acres. Some crews will help the frontline firefighting. Some others will help create a fire line around the perimeter to help keep that fire contained. Happening today, the Florida Department of Transportation hosting a public meeting looking for your input on a Suncoast trouble spot. The meeting will go over plans to improve the safety of a Manatee County intersection. Several crashes have happened at State Road 64 Grayhawk Boulevard intersection. The meeting will be at the Bayside Community Church beginning at 5 p.m. tonight. Caught on camera, a close call for people on a hot air balloon in San Diego. The pilot and 13 passengers forced to make an emergency landing, and there were a few bumping moments before that balloon made it down to the ground. Anthony Pura has the story.
A near miss caught on camera, a hot air balloon smashing through a glass fence, nearly hitting a home.
They just came across, probably buzzed the roof line of our neighbors, and came right at us here.
The homeowner, Michael Lomotan, says what really got him about the video is what the pilot says.
Darn it. First time I've ever done that.
They're actually pretty casual about it. I think that was pretty humorous, and it's good. I mean, if you're about to crash, there's nothing like just being casual and saying, hey, we're gonna get past this.
The hot air balloon kept sailing over those mountains, eventually landing safely right in the middle of a Rancho Penasquitos neighborhood. The pilot told 10 News the winds shifted, and he couldn't make the normal landing zone a few miles away.
It happens occasionally. A balloon takes and ends up landing safely someplace where it typically doesn't land.
He also admits his first attempt of a safe landing was this field next to the Lomotan's home, but the winds again made it impossible, and he had to react.
I think I find more humor about it because it's one of those stories that you wouldn't expect to ever happen.
Bradenton International Airport recently added Allegiant as a low-budget airline flying to cities in the Midwest. But now, a recent report by 60 Minutes blasted the safety record of Allegiant, and it may have some travelers reconsidering a trip on Allegiant. One Sarasota traveler frequently has family flying into St. Petersburg and Punta Gorda on the airline. He even has a flight on Allegiant in less than a month. But after seeing the report and doing his own research, he's having some second thoughts.
I was quite alarmed. I don't live in fear, and I'm not a naysayer, but boy, you know, this really has me thinking.
We also spoke with SRQ CEO Rick Piccolo, who says he will continue to look to the FAA to oversee and enforce any issues it may have with the airline. The Tampa Bay Lightning losing last night in New Jersey, getting the Devils back in the first-round playoff series. Tampa took a 2-1 lead into the third period before giving up 2 goals to go down 3-2. 2 late empty net goals sealed the Bolts' fate, losing 5-2 to the Devils. The Bolts still lead this best-of-7 series 2-1, and Game 4 is set in New Jersey for 7:30 tomorrow night. Still to come on your Suncoast News, why credit card companies like Visa say they will no longer require signatures when you make a purchase.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease a new Subaru Impreza today for just $155 a month. Or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
It is so pretty out there. Just take a look at the water. It's absolutely calm right now, and the skies are pristine. We don't even have a cloud in the sky. The temperatures are on the way up. Readings right now mostly in the low 70s, and we're going to be warming up a little bit more than that throughout the day. And it's the dew point and the humidity that is so low right now that's keeping things very comfortable. So plenty of sunshine out there. We're also getting that general warm up taking place, and the winds have really calmed down from what they were yesterday. Very dry in the upper levels of the atmosphere, so we're not expecting to see any rain coming on through. And radar is verifying that. We don't have any showers to report, and we're not going to see any developing today. We've got high pressure sitting on top of us, and that's the reason why. But you can see other parts of the country are not doing so well. We've got rain and snow and ice across the northeast. Here's that cold front that affected us over the weekend, and now that low pressure system and that trailing front affecting the northeastern part of the country. It's starting to hit places like Vermont and New Hampshire, Maine, now getting all of the wet weather there. And across the northern tier of the country, we're seeing some snow, and down into the lower elevations, we're getting icy conditions too. What's also going on is that we've got high pressure that's sitting across the southeast, and that high pressure system is providing fair skies for the southeast, the state of Florida, and then we've got another cold front that's going to be making its way across the country. And as it moves eastward, the chances for us to get rain starts to become better beginning over the weekend. So we are looking for some showers to come on through this weekend and also Monday and Tuesday of the upcoming week. So plenty of sunshine for us today. That high pressure system is driving the winds down the state, so we're seeing them coming in out of the north, and then later on today they're going to shift around more towards the northeast. So when that happens, that's going to help to warm us up. Plus, we're going to see plenty of sunshine around as well, so that will also keep us on the warmer side. We may see a couple of clouds developing off of our coastline Thursday, but we're not going to be affected by that. As a matter of fact, our forecast is showing no rain all the way through Friday, and maybe even Saturday. We're going to continue to see very, very quiet conditions. As far as the winds are concerned, they're calm. They're coming in out of the north at around 5 to 7 miles per hour. And temperatures right now mostly in the 70s for everyone. We're starting to see them coming on up. Venice 77, Northport 75, and other places around are also going to see that warm up. Dew points are staying low. That's one of the reasons it's so comfortable out there. And over the next several days, this is what we can expect. Nothing but sunshine all the way through Saturday. Temperatures are going to be warming up incrementally. And then on Sunday, we have a 20% chance of rain. And then on Monday and Tuesday, we up those chances to a 40% chance. Scott?
Wendy, thank you. In consumer news, today is the deadline to submit your federal income taxes. So what do you need to do if you've put off filing? ABC's Rebecca Jarvis has more.
The deadline to file your taxes is quickly approaching, and if you've been putting it off until the last minute, there are some things you should know. First off, you're not alone. According to the IRS, last year nearly a quarter of Americans who filed their taxes on time did so within the last 2 weeks before the deadline. And this year, you have 2 extra days to file, with the tax deadline on April 17th. But if you're unable to get those returns completed before then, the first thing you should do is file an extension. Kathy Pickering, executive director of the Tax Institute at H&R Block, explains.
But what you need to remember is that an extension to file your taxes is not an extension to pay your taxes.
The penalties for not filing a return or an extension on time can be steep.
The failure to file penalty is 10 times more than the failure to pay penalty.
In addition to late payment penalties, the IRS will also charge you interest on those late taxes.
The best advice is pay what you can as soon as you can, and then make a payment plan to pay off the rest of it.
If you're due a refund, you won't be penalized for failing to file on time, but Uncle Sam won't give you your money until you do. You have 3 years from the original deadline to file and still receive your money. But if you don't file by then, you'll miss out on any refund you might be entitled to. Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, New York.
Signing for your purchases when you use a credit card will soon be a thing of the past. Visa has stopped requiring merchants to collect those signatures during transactions. American Express, Discover, and MasterCard also scrapped the practice. Why? Well, one expert says signatures are not considered a real deterrent anymore to fraud. Some merchants will still require you to sign because that's built into their credit card processing systems. Domino's is now moving beyond home and business delivery and will start delivering pizzas in the great outdoors. The company will now bring you pizza to the beach, a park, or maybe one of over 150,000 other outdoor locations. Customers can place hotspot orders online or on the Domino's app with prepaid orders. The delivery points require street access, and customers cannot create their own hotspots. The new delivery hotspots include places like New York City's Central Park, St. Louis Arch, and more than 50 spots right here on the Suncoast. Still to come in your Suncoast News, a newborn gorilla and his mom from the Smithsonian's National Zoo are going viral, and we'll show you why right after this.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today, and named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been arrested in the state of Florida, the state attorney's office is already working on your prosecution. It's time to work on your defense. So give us a call. We've got your back.
CashNet USA is trusted by over 2 million customers.
Perfect. When I lean back, I trust that you will be there to catch me.
Okay, bad idea, bad idea.
Apply now at CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone. Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Coast Guard, we are taking on water.
The United States Coast Guard. They secure our ports and waterways, protect our environment, keep drugs away from our kids, and save lives. It's dangerous work. And in times of triumph or tragedy, the Coast Guard Foundation answers the call to support Coast Guard members and their families. Learn more at coastguardfoundation.org.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
In entertainment news, an unprecedented music prize, an ABC spinoff, and the death of another Hollywood star. ABC's Jason Nathanson has more in today's Showbiz Wrap.
AM to the PM, PM to the AM phone.
Kendrick Lamar has gone where no other rapper has gone before, winning the Pulitzer Prize for music. His critically acclaimed and Grammy-winning album, Damn, just became the first rap album to score the prestigious honor, the committee saying in part because it, quote, offers affecting vignettes capturing the complexity of modern African-American life. Until now, the award has always gone to classical and jazz albums.
Cardi B, you know where I'm at, you know where I be.
Another rapper is making an impact on the charts. Cardi B's debut album, Invasion of Privacy, is #1 on the Billboard 200 album chart in its first week. She's just the 5th female rapper to top the chart, and Invasion of Privacy set a record for the most streams ever in 1 week for a woman, topping Beyonce's Lemonade.
First of all, I just want to assure you that everything is going to be okay.
It will not be okay.
ABC's much-loved sitcom The Goldbergs is getting a spin-off, but it won't follow the family from the show. It'll focus on the teachers at William Penn Academy, including Tim Meadows, Principal Glasscott. The unnamed series will be set in the 90s. Look for it later this year or next.
None of that language in my courtroom.
Hollywood is mourning the death of Night Court star Harry Anderson. For 9 seasons, he starred as the magic-loving judge Harry T. Stone on the 80s sitcom, nabbing 3 Emmy nominations. He also starred in the 90s comedy Dave's World, playing writer Dave Barry. Police in Asheville, North Carolina say Anderson died at his home. No foul play suspected. Harry Anderson was 65. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Finally, tender, touching moments at Smithsonian's National Zoo as a baby gorilla experiences the world for the first time in the loving arms of his mother. Take a look. Kalea, the mother, is seen kissing and cradling the male newborn named Moki, which means junior. Kalea's handlers gave her training on how to care for an infant, including a plush stuffed gorilla to practice with, and as you can see, it really worked. Conversation groups list this type of gorilla, the Western lowland gorilla, as critically endangered due to disease and poaching.
That's amazing. I mean, just the expressions and just the laying down of the baby, just so gentle, just so mom-like.
They are
wow.
powerful animals.
Oh my gosh.
And to see them so gentle.
Just gentle. That's really, I mean, it brings tears to your eyes. It's very sweet. Well, we just have nothing but gorgeous weather, so get outside, enjoy it if you can, because it's beautiful out there.
Absolutely.
Really.
And we hope to see you again at 5 o'clock. Have a great day, everyone.